Michael, welcome to Switch for Good.
Thanks. Thanks for inviting me. It's a privilege to be on.
And Michael, the very first cheese that I was able to introduce my parents to, who you just heard live in Kentucky, was Treeline True Nut Cheese, because it was the first plant-based cheese, period, that Whole Foods got in stock in Louisville, Kentucky. So I made a massive platter, and fruits and all the cheeses. I think you had 3 at the time of the line, and they were like.
And now they're vegan. So there you go.
They are. And they're like, is this really, are you
Wow,
sure? Like, yes, I'm sure. Eat it. Yeah. And
but when you say that, it makes it all worthwhile.
Mm-hmm.
When I hear a story like that, I go, that's why I started the company. And I feel, thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it.
We're big fans.
I actually, and then we want to go back to your beginning, but I actually read this great quote of yours when someone asked about your legacy, and you said, "I would like to be remembered for the delicious flavors and textures of Treeline, and at the same time for all the cows and the calves who were spared from suffering because of them, for the streams and rivers and air that would be cleaner, and for the people who would be healthier." I just thought that was so beautiful.
I don't remember that, but it's quite good now that I hear.
I'm glad she reminded you of what you said. Yes, you should use that more often.
So tell us.
I need to write that down.
But we'll cut and paste and send it to you.
So you grew up in South Africa, and you have a very interesting history. Tell us a little bit about your family and how that connects with who you are today.
Okay, well, I won't tell you what I would tell a therapist, because the question seems directed that way.
Well, Dotsie likes to go deep, so you know what? We're here for you.
Okay, so my parents were pretty amazing people, because they probably in the 1940s made a real commitment to something they believed in, which was trying to end apartheid. And when I grew up, racism was basically part of South African society, and it was considered the norm. And people didn't really see how kind of absurd it was. And I grew up with this.
The white people didn't see how absurd it was.
Of course. Well, strangely enough, I've had conversations with black people, and it's a really kind of a disturbing phenomenon that there was a certain amount of acceptance of it as, well, that's just how it is. Mm. And so that's, I think that's what's so insidious about these things, is that they even become the norm for the victim.
It's
right?
So true.
So what I think I got out of that experience, which obviously was not a healthy way to live, but I got the belief that just because other people are doing things doesn't mean you have to do them, and that doesn't make it right. Something's right or it's wrong, and you should have your own sense of right and wrong, which is not based on what other people are doing or what's prevailing. And I think if I look at it through that lens, being vegan and really taking the side of animals becomes easier, in the sense that you go, well, look, it's just right. And I don't really care that the other people at dinner are having sides of beef or foie gras or whatever, because I need to do the right thing. I can't succumb to that kind of group think. Mm-hmm. So I think that really did shape my thinking as an adult.
Your father was a politician who, like you said, was opposed to apartheid, and he was on the defense team for Nelson Mandela. Do I have that right?
Very close. He defended one of the co-defendants in the trial. So they were involved in the coordinating the whole defense. But Nelson Mandela was not his client. Maybe he should have been, because my father's client was acquitted and did not go to jail. So,
oh my gosh, what was that like for you as a young man growing up during that period of time?
So thank you so much for tuning in today. If we helped you in any way, then click the subscribe button and let's keep hanging out together. We have so much more to share with you.
And if you need more information on actually making the switch for good, please visit us at switchforgood.org for loads of info. And you can subscribe to our mailing list where you will receive all sorts of super cool gifts, discount codes to our very fave dairy-free products, and a lifetime of powerful health tips.
So join us on the journey to switch for good. This is the future.